I think people are excited about these. Yo, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we have a detailed look and breakdown on these potential bad boys right here. This is the Nike Ja 1. Now, first things first, I did want to give a big thank you and shout out to a fellow YouTuber. The channel name is Sneaker Tweaker. We will have a pinned comment down below with his, because now you can do mentions, so you can like @ a channel. It's actually how I found his channel. Saw that he had mentioned us, and so I went and checked out his channel. I left a comment, and ever since then, we've been kind of like online friends or whatever. So I think that that's really cool. The internet is a really weird thing, and there's a lot of really great people in there, this guy being one of them. So if you wanted to support him, make sure that you check out his channel. Again, we'll have a pinned comment down below in the comment section, so you can go ahead and check it out. I believe he just uploaded his performance review on these things. Basically, they released during All-Star Weekend exclusively in Utah. He was there. He got me my size. Retail, not resale. Don't pay resale on these, by the way. It's not worth it.
Wow.
Oh, I'm serious.
No, I'm just saying you never like even really address that.
Because
so.
normally it's not like, I don't care. But like, this is one of those shoes where it's like, people are being absurd because they can. Just wait for them to release. Like, this is not one of those shoes that you need to pay 600 bucks for. There's not enough tech in here or materials to even be like remotely worth that. Not that any Jordan is either. I'm just saying, like, just don't do it. It's dumb. But anyways, he was super nice. I really appreciate it. He's the reason why this video is out, basically. So you guys can go over there and thank him as well and check out his performance review. But in case you wanted to know, this is what the box looks like. It is a semi-special box, even though it's still just a regular Nike box, but it's branded with Ja's logo and all of that stuff. So I think that's really cool. Inside the box, obviously, would be the shoes. No tech card or tech sheet. It's probably because there's not much tech in here, but we'll get to that. And again, don't pay resale on these. They're really not worth it. There's not 1 ounce of premium anything on this shoe. However, today's sponsor sells nothing but premium items. Today's sponsor is the good folks over at Sole Premise. In case you are unaware of what Sole Premise is, they sell luxury bags, most of which are catered towards sneakerheads like you and I. All of their bags fit up to a size 15, and they even have this really awesome basketball backpack that you can fully customize like the interior of. So they all come with spacers. You can fit up to 4 pairs of shoes in this thing. However, this is what I like mine to look like. I put a basketball in there, my backup shoe, and then my regular shoe, which I think every hooper should do. Bring your shoe that is new, but bring your backup. Mr. Reliable, if you will. You want to know what else is reliable? Our promo code that's right over here in the corner. If you use that while you check out, you will save almost half off your order, which for all of these premium items is a pretty big deal. So if you're interested in checking out Sole Premise, make sure that you check the link down below in the description box. So head you over to their website where you can check everything out. Now again, this is the Nike Ja 1, which I think is really cool because basically it kind of worked out in their favor as far as timing goes. They kind of pushed Kyrie out, which is unfortunate. And then they moved Ja right in. I did hear rumors that this was originally designed as a Kyrie, which is not surprising because this reminds me a lot of the Kyrie 1. The outsole on this guy, again, reminds me very much of the Kyrie 1, not in the sense that it's herringbone, because obviously this is not, but more in the sense that the pattern is super tight. So like everything is really close together. That's something that I don't usually like just because dust will get caked up in there. However, the rubber does feel really good. When I took them on our little stage over there with an actual hardwood floor that they use inside of gyms and basketball courts and such, it did grip really well. However, my floor is super clean, so there is no dust on that thing. You have a little bit of dust, you'll probably need to wipe a little bit. And as far as like taking these outdoors, like it feels pretty firm. It's just as shallow. Take that for what you will. They are retailing for 110 bucks. That is an actual decent price point if you have like only outdoor options. It's just that there's not a lot of cushion in here, which is the unfortunate part, but it's kind of like a give or take thing. Like how much do you want to spend and how much do you want to get? Like if you want to get stuff, you got to pay for it a little bit. And that's the only thing that's kind of its downside, even though not really, like they still feel really good. What these things are going to offer in terms of cushion is a lightweight Phylon midsole, which actually feels really firm. Like I'm quite surprised, like it's very firm. So I was kind of expecting Cushlon or something a little bit softer, maybe injected Phylon. It feels like it's compression molded because it again is very dense. I don't know if it is compression molded, I'm just saying it feels like it. And then in the forefoot, there's a zoom unit, but instead of the standard size zoom unit, which is typically one of these bad boys, it's very Kyrie 1-like, where it's just a rectangle in there. So that little protrusion is just a rectangle shaped zoom unit. We've seen these many times before. Like I said, on the Kyrie 1, I think we've seen them in multiple KD models, and now we have it inside of the Ja 1. One thing to note is that that zoom unit does protrude out of the midsole just a little bit, so you can feel that underneath your foot. It's not uncomfortable. It actually allows it to compress a little bit better. Normally, they'll be placed in the the midsole just like this, where it's kind of flat and smooth. So like there's like zero transition, so that you only really notice it when you're in motion. So I don't know if this is going to be standard on this shoe or if it's just my pair that like it comes out of the midsole a little bit. Again, this is a $110 shoe, so don't expect too much out of the tech, but I do think that it's just enough, especially with it protruding out just a little bit. You can feel it. It does feel nice and bouncy underfoot. It's directly underneath that ball of your foot area. It reminds me a lot of the old Met units that they used to use in like the Kobe line and stuff like that, which I actually have one of them right here. So while it's not a direct underneath the ball of your foot, it's going to be just isolated to this one area. So court feel is what something like this is really offering, with a little bit of impact protection and a little bit of spring back, which is exactly what these guys are for. Now the insole is this thing. It's not ortholite, it's just an open-celled foam, but it's fully removable. Just make sure that you remove it before you play in them, because otherwise all of this glue is going to stick to the fabric liner that's in there, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to get out. Even if you do the hairdryer trick where you heat the glue back up, it'll still be kind of a pain. You might have like some of these things rip off inside the shoe, which sucks. So again, if you wear an orthotic or you already know that you're going to change out the insole, do it before you do anything. Aye, aye, Captain! Now the materials, like I was saying, there's really nothing premium on these. So again, don't pay those resale prices. Just because they're not widely available yet doesn't mean they won't be. So just be patient. You'll get a pair. Just wait. But basically the entire build is like a mesh build. Again, really reminiscent of the Kyrie 1. It not only looks like the build of the Kyrie 1, but it also feels like it. This is that crispy stuff, man. I don't love this, but it'll work. So it is what it is. For 110 bucks, can't really complain. I mean, you can, I guess, a little bit, but there's other options. You don't have to get this. There's plenty of basketball shoes, various price points. Stick to whatever price point you're willing to work with, whatever your budget is, and then find a great shoe within that realm, and you should be good to go. Now, all of the overlay materials are all synthetic. One thing that I do like about it, though, is that they made it look like leather. So while it's not leather, it looks like leather. Do I wish it was leather? Honestly, doesn't even matter. As long as it makes it look like it, I feel like I got an old school shoe, which I like. It's just got newer materials. So even though leather is my preference, when you're gonna go in this route, I don't mind it whatsoever, because it's like one of those things like, hey, you're old. You like the Grizzlies back when they wore these uniforms. You might like leather. There you go. It looks like it, but it's not it.
You know what's dumb? Where his patches on the tongue? I was just expecting like a fun texture there. And like, nope, it's just brown fabric.
There's fun textures everywhere else. You got this ripstop material on the rear. Again, you got that crispy mesh along the upper. You got this fake leather everywhere else. And you got my favorite feature, which is this weird ass, like what's that even for? You know what I mean? It just looks cool. It feels cool. It's a weird little trinket on the shoe. What I'm wondering is if they're gonna make kids versions of this shoe with the fly ease stuff.
Oh, like the Kizik stuff?
Yeah, with using Kizik's like collapsible heel, because I think that would be really sweet and it would match the already designed aesthetic. Maybe, maybe not, I'm not sure. I don't even know if these are coming in kids actually. I haven't seen anything on that. They should though, because he is the new guy and you know, you try to grow your brand or the signature line with them. Now, as far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. However, they are slightly snug despite how they look. Like when you look at these from a profile perspective, hot damn, they're gorgeous, right? Like this looks good. It looks like a Nike SB. Like if Nike SB made like a brand new shoe for skate, this looks like it could be it. But when you look at the shoe like they're weird looking. They're puffy, they're fat. Like I was wearing my Jordan 1s and then I had this next to it and I was like, wow, you made a shoe from the 80s, looks slim. So it's just one of those things, a little jarring at first. They look a little funny in my perspective, like when I look down. Obviously when you're playing in them, it doesn't even matter because they feel like a solid performer and everything. But you know, just letting you know, they're not streamlined looking, even though the profile looks like it. When you look down at them, they are quite puffy. But anyways, they are snug. So if you are a wide footer, you might want to go up half a size. What I would suggest is waiting until these hit retailers so that you can actually go in store and try them on. But with all that being said, let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Were you one of the lucky few that were able to grab one of these? I think they released in 2 colorways. It was this one and a black one over in Utah during All-Star Weekend. If you did grab a pair and you've already been playing in them, let us know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. Again, big thank you to Sneaker Tweaker. Go check out his channel, subscribe. Great dude. Anybody that went out of there, he had already grabbed his pair. He went back for me. It's beautiful. That's community, a good community. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Until next time, guys, have a good one. You know, I forgot to say that I love that the base of the lace is internal for a tighter fit around the forefoot, whereas the top laces are external for a more customizable fit, especially if you wear a brace, because it'll pop that thing in there and it's really cool. There's a semi-gusseted tongue, all kinds of good stuff. These are all little nuggets that the masses, when they come to our videos, are like, get to the point. It's like, these are points. They're important. But maybe for the end of the video for all the people that just stick around.
I feel like you just did all of that so I wouldn't put in your pigeon clip.
That's possible.
And here it is.
Previously.
Here comes Jody. You know?
I'm a pigeon?
Hey, were you impressed by that pigeon sound? I actually was. I've never done that before.